Hi, I'm Rabbi Jason Rosner. I'm both the rabbi and executive director here at Temple Beth Israel of Highland Park in Eagle Rock. It's a great pleasure to be sitting here in our native plant garden with the orange tree behind me and the poppies in bloom. It's just a beautiful spring, and I'm glad you could join us here.
I'm sure it's been said many times, but I do love the Heimishness of it. I love the hands-on, the community, the access. The sense that this is not one thing, but the sense that we're all on this journey together, learning about how to build community and learning about Judaism from wherever we're coming from, and the acceptance that you find here.
I really love the openness of this community. It's something that my wife and I experienced firsthand when we walked into this synagogue 8 years ago. We didn't know anybody in this community. We knew basically nothing about TBI when we wandered in one Shabbat, and we were immediately welcomed by friendly people, and this openness is really expansive. It was initially offered and continually renewed. This is a community that I love because it's open to people of all different backgrounds, varying levels of religious observance, different bases of Jewish learning. It's a community for all types of Jews.
So one thing that I absolutely love about Temple Beth Israel is our community. When I first joined here, almost 3 years ago now, it was because I was lacking that Jewish community and those core, like my mishpacha, my family. And coming here, living blocks away, I literally walked in one night when the doors were open, not knowing anybody here, and immediately were welcomed by a family, and I felt a part of this temple from then on out. It's incredible to me that in 3 years I'm now sitting as the board president, and it's a role that I'm very honored and happy to fill. I'm glad to be able to be a part of the growth of this community.
And at the time I was looking for a shul that was smaller and not a business. And my friend Glenn Rotner, who's a member here, told me about this place. And I think right about the first time I was here, I knew that I would join and become a member.
I love that the place feels really like it's a family. It's very non-hierarchical, and everybody pitches in and helps out. And I very rarely have to wear a tie, which I love. I'll tell you, you can't see it in this behind me here, but over there off to my right, there's the rabbinic hammock, which was my first act as rabbi of this congregation, which was to install a hammock, and it's gotten used every time there have been kids on the premises, and I use it myself when I can get some time to rest.
I think it's a very good reminder of what Passover means to us. Passover is not remembering something that happened, supposedly, 2,400 or so years ago. We are commanded to feel as if we are now being led out of Egypt each Passover.
I feel like we're at an inflection point here, globally, locally, as a country, and as a temple. This really resonates with me coming at Passover, that we're approaching some level of reopening. We're seriously discussing that. This time out of our space has given us time to reflect on our past, on that 100-year legacy of a community started by women in this area, that we've just carried that vision, and makes me feel like looking toward the future, how are we going to carry that vision, not just coasting on what they created at the same level, but building, recognizing what they started, what all the generations since them have built on, and then what we, with this incredible energy we've got going now, will create for that next 100 years. So that excites me very much. This time away has given us that time to reflect on the meaning of community in hard times and in good times. And I think a lot of us are feeling that and really longing for that in a physical way as well as Zoom. So that's I'm looking forward to seeing what this incredible community, group of people are going to do once we can really hit it hard.
The Torah tells us that Passover is supposed to be one of the New Years of the Jewish year. And it's called that because it's when the Jewish people were constituted as a people when they left Egypt. For us, this is a reconstitution and a rededication of our synagogue. We're coming together, and we're almost at our 100th anniversary. And for us, you know, there's a line in the Psalms that those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. And we certainly have had a lot of tears in this last year, and I'm looking forward to reaping a harvest in joy.
I think one of the most incredible things over the last year has been watching our community adapt. I think adaptation has been a tremendous part of the Jewish story throughout our history, and it continues to this day to be a part of our narrative. As we were sent into lockdown last March, right after Purim, it was a new experience, I think, for the entire congregation and community. It was a new way for us to be Jews together. It was a way for us to be afraid together. It was a way for us to be connected as a temple together. And while it wasn't ideal, we did a tremendous job of surviving and thriving through the last year. And while we just passed our 1-year mark of Purim, the last holiday that we celebrated in our beautiful synagogue, here we come up on Passover. And the one thing that I can't stop thinking about is, we always say next year in Jerusalem. Well, I'm just ready for next year to be in person, because I miss the people that make this place so special.
I would like to invite you to become more active in our community with volunteer work. This place really is volunteer run to a great extent. We do not have a staff. Everything that gets done by the community. And if that is not a possibility, and even if it is a possibility, we also really appreciate your financial donations. It's easy to assume that something that has been around for 100 years will always be here, but that's not necessarily the case. And as a 100-year-old building, you know it needs maintenance. So the building, for many years to come, to make it a warm and inviting and safe, happy place, we definitely need your contributions there. And also to create the type of programming that we all want to see, that some of you want to see. So I really invite you to get more involved in both of those ways. It'll help you feel more connected. What you put in, you get out. I have lived that in this community. So I urge you, in whatever small or large way, to please consider contributing.
Yeah, I mean, any financial contribution anyone can make is genuinely appreciated at all times. But I think what also makes this synagogue so special is that it is really a community-led community. We have a wonderful rabbi and cantor, and we're lucky to have them. But there's also a long tradition at this shul of lay leadership, and that's something that is really distinctive here and gives it the character that makes TBI TBI. And so cutting a check would be great, we really need it, but we also need your participation in making TBI what it is and what you want it to be.
Given the work that is being done at TBI, I do feel that what I am able financially to contribute to the temple is being to the best use that any money I've ever given here has been put to. And for that reason, you know, I'm looking into, is there a little extra I can do? And I hope you are too. I hope that your own experience matches mine, that over this past year you've gotten things from TBI that you even didn't think you would get or could get. And if that's the case, then I hope that you can consider, times are hard, I understand, but that you can consider ensuring the continued existence and the continued growth of TBI by giving a little extra up and beyond the membership that you may already have paid. And if you are not a member, consider whether what you're getting from TBI merits being a member. And I hope the answer will be yes. And I hope then that you will be able to join us and continue being a member of our community here in this outpost of Judaism in Northeast Los Angeles.
So here at TBI, we're a little bit like PBS or NPR. Everything we do is possible thanks to the support of our membership and our guests and our community supporters, and everything that everyone puts in terms of resources means the world to this community. We have been here for almost 100 years, and with your support, we're going to be here for another 100.
I am so excited that we are almost to our 100th year celebration here at Temple Beth Israel of Highland Park and Eagle Rock. And we just need a little bit more to ensure that we can go the extra mile and guarantee that this temple will be around for the next 100 years. So join me in making a donation today. Thank you.